it feels like everything was designed to make us go crazy. It feels like when you look at everything, you look at the world and you look at the state of the world, and you just look, it just feels like it never ends. It never ends. No matter how much you try, no matter how much, self books you read, or how many things you do to try to maintain, to keep this mind good and keep it clear. It's always, this world will always try to corrupt it, and always try to design um, chaos around you. And it's no matter how much you try to, to be positive, or to do good, or try to do better. It seems like this world always wants to corrupt you, always wants to see you not succeed, see you always wants to drive you in madness. And we can see that in the state of the world today. It's like people say, how can we have like a beautiful life? How can we have something good? And I see a lot of people, they do try a lot to maintain a good life, but it seems like no matter how much you try to be positive, or try to do good in a world that's always trying to destroy you, it seems like it's never good enough. Sometimes it's never good enough for being you. You can't even be you. If you be you, you're too gangster, or you're too this, you're too that. And it's never good enough to be the person you want to be. And it's always designed to drive you nuts, always designed to drive you mayhem. You go to a job, you work a job, you see everybody depressed there, everybody doesn't want to be there. You see how fake everybody can be. um, it just never ends. No matter how much you try to talk to people about something, how you feel, it's like there's something wrong with you, or you need to see a shrink, or you need to see there's something wrong about you. And everybody's gone through you. Everybody, you can see everybody depressed when you're driving. Everybody's fighting. People are overworking, burnout. It's like this constant, mayhem is always happening. And you feel to yourself, how can I sustain something positive in my life when everything feels like it's falling apart? And you feel like you're gloomed into this world that's just full of darkness. And people are just like thinking, how do I be happy in this world? How can I, be positive when everything just drags us down? And you look at everywhere around you, no matter how much positivity you try to bring into this life, it's always corruption that's always gonna corrupt you, always gonna bring you down, and try to make you look, negative. Or no matter how positive you try to be, there's always going to be enemies. There's always going to be people who will say, "Nah, you got to be more respectful. You got to be more, have more manners. You got to be more polite." And you're like, "How polite you want me to be? How humble you want me to be?" You got to be more humble. You got to have this certain kind of status. And no matter how much you try so hard, you could put videos in YouTube and give them positive this and do this, and it's never good enough. No matter how much you try, you could work a job, a 9 to 5, and work, and still feel like lack, still feel empty inside. And you ask the question, how can I be happy? I mean, for me, I find myself in the midst. Sometimes I go through midst of challenges in my life, and sometimes I'm just having a cappuccino at the river, just only $20 in my pocket, and I see the sunset, and I feel like it feels like $1 million for me. Little simple things that uplift me. But some people don't see that. Some people don't feel like that is enough. But that's how this world is trained. It's trained for us to always, you know, destroy us, you know. So how do we get out of this? How do we find peace? Some people already finding peace through doing what they got to do. And if you do understand what I'm saying, if you do feel like you understand what I'm saying, and you do have a sense, you do agree, give me a thumbs up, and give me a like, because it makes me understand that there are people like us who struggle in a world that's just full of competition, and always, no matter how much you try to give and try to help, it's never enough. You always got to keep working hard, and you always got to keep striving. No matter how much you try to give to people, it's never enough. It's never enough what you do. It's always, this world will always try to corrupt you, drag you down, make you feel like you're never good enough. You always feel like it's never good enough for being you. But I'm telling you that there is hope, because I feel like I'm a person that sees a lot of hope. A lot of times I can be negative, and you know you know I can really struggle a lot in this life, but I still feel I can still sense a lot of goodness in this life. I can still feel that this life has meaning, and this life has a sense of belonging, even though it feels like there is no kind of belonging in this life. It feels like, where do I belong to? Which tribe do I belong to? Because everybody is out there on their own, and nobody cares for you. But there are people who do care for you, for people like us, and people who support us. But I'm just trying to you know help, in some sense, help people. I do my little helping in the community. It's just little, but I know for God sees it as a big deal, and God is real, and that's what I sense. I feel that God is real, and I feel that God is always helping those who are connected with that source. But many people don't believe in God, and because of all this drama and all these things that's happening in the world, you might think, where is God in all this craziness? But there is a God. That's what I believe. And one of the books that I've read was Conversation with God, Neil Donald Walsh, and that was a good book that helped me out. But even though that I read a lot of self books, I still go through challenges, and that's what I'm saying. No matter how much self books I read, no matter how positive I try to be, or how to, if I think these thoughts, or try to do all these things, and try to elevate these emotions, and into a positive state, there's always, 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 it's never good enough. And if you ever heard about Dr. Joe Dispenza, he talks about doing the work. A lot of people might not understand what I'm talking about, but the Dr. Joe Dispenza community, if give me a thumbs up, you know what I'm talking about. The work that you got to do, you got to keep doing the work, and just keep doing that work. And if you keep doing that work, you will get to that destination where you want to get. And that's it. So, Dr. Joe Dispenza community, they know what I'm talking about. But I feel that this world is always, always uh, dragging us down, always dragging us down, dragging us down, dragging us down. And conversation, God, community, Neil Donald Walsh community, they know what I'm talking about, God, and about how God always communicates and talks to us. But still, this world always feels like it's always trying to destroy us, and always trying to bring us down. So it's hard. It's hard. It can be very hard and difficult, and that's why with Dr. Joe Dispenza's material and work that I have read and studied, I always keep doing the work, and I got to keep doing the work. So it's very difficult a lot of times, because sometimes we stop doing the work, we stop doing that work from within, and then all this kind of you know negativity and bad energy comes down and gets us again. So if you feel that you understand what I'm talking about, please give me a like, subscribe, and thank you for that. If you do understand what I'm saying, you could put down in a comment down and say, I do understand what you're saying. So that's all I got to say. Peace out. Take care of yourselves. Thank you for watching.